Right, talking about what's trending. Well, what's trending in Nigeria right now is the country's perennial electricity problem, which has existed for so many years. And because of this, many businesses suffer with some having to shut down as it has become, or it becomes difficult to stay in business due to the high cost of running on other sources of energy, such as generating sets that use fuel. Well, stable electricity in the country has been a huge challenge to overcome, and it's even more worse with frequent collapse of the national grid. Just this year, Nigeria has witnessed about 4 grid collapses, which prompted Nigerians to cry out to government over the constant power failure. In 2022 alone, Nigeria witnessed 8 national grid collapses, and the trend continued into the year. Emmanuel, I don't know how your end in Lagos is, but over there at my own area, still on the mainland, we've always not exactly been having 24-hour power supply, but it's been good. It's been good. I think we can speak for those of us in Lagos. In many parts of Lagos, power supply hasn't been that much of a challenge, really. But this past days, in fact, the whole of this week, thus far has been, absolutely horrendous. Blackout, especially the week to Christmas, where and at the time as we are as a nation, where people are just getting what they can to at least have that Christmas mood and enjoy themselves somewhat. At least I can testify to that. I tried to stock up my freezer, and now here I am fasting and praying.
I need to fast and pray.
Fasting and praying that the power is restored. It's coming up. It's coming up, but it's not like before, and we only hope that today a miracle will come our way in terms of power
in my own area. We've been having power supply for just 2 hours, and when we talk about this grid collapsing, it's a case whereby the demand is greater than the supply. So when we have all this, it's becoming a recurring decima at the moment, and Nigerians indeed are not smiling about this blackout that we're having few days to Christmas, and the federal government needs to do something concerning quagmire. This quagmire be deviling Nigerians, not at this time where we need to celebrate, and we'll be celebrating in blackouts in the next few days.
And look at the federal government now. Okay, earlier in the week, because people will be traveling, obviously, and then the federal government came with a form of buffer, so to speak, slashing by 50% for those who will have to ride by bus, and for those who will take the train across the country, it's an entirely free ride. And so far, so good, though there were some, doubts at the point, but at least from what our reporters are seeing on the ground, from the feelers we're also getting from, users of this amenities, it's been a smooth sail so far, and we hope it continues to be so. But like you said, power is such a big deal. Power supply is such a big deal.
We need at this
market
time.
Women and men, of course, business owners
Artisans
are seizing this opportunity to make extra sales, bumper sales at this time of the year. We all know what the cost of fuel is saying, at the filling stations and all of that. It's really not a good time at all. At a point, the federal government was celebrating that we had 400 days of non-collapse of the national grid, but some said that seemed to jinx the system, because this year we've had about
a country that is still hovering about 4,500 and something megawatts supply of power, and we're having this at the moment. This is the 4th in 2023. Well, we hope that the federal government will do the needful to ensure that power is restored, especially at this time when Nigerians are celebrating the Yuletide. We're hopeful, and we expect that things will definitely get better in the country, so that we will not be having a Christmas in darkness.
Right.
All right. It will be nice.
Christmas is on Monday, and definitely we are hoping and praying for miracles to come our way, and to spread the cheer, for everyone to get a feel of the Christmas cheer. Let's head into the news corner at this time now, and we begin on a rather sad note, as one of Nigeria's veteran actors, Dejumo Lewis, has been pronounced dead. The actor, who was aged 80 years old, was said to have passed away on Friday, and he is notable for his roles in works such as A Place in the Stars, Crossroads, among others. And we'll bring you more updates on his death. And of course, the way forward, we extend our condolences to the family. Dejumo Lewis lived, like I said, to the ripe age of 80. But of course, family members will still be grieving at this time, and our hearts reach out to them. He lived a good life, and he made impact on our screens. May his soul rest in peace. Moving on now to the recurrent insurgency situation in the northeast. In Yobe State, the state capital, Damaturu, is in total darkness after Boko Haram terrorists destroyed the 330 kVA transmission tower belonging to the Transmission Company of Nigeria. Correspondent Michael Oshoma reports.
Residents of Damaturu woke up to discover that the 330 kVA transmission line supplying power to the city has been blown off by suspected Boko Haram insurgents. TVC News gathered that the insurgents planted the IED under the tower. Residents of Damaturu are appealing to the government to quickly repair the transmission line and restore electricity to the states.
To appeal with the government to do everything possible to restore this light so that it should not be like Maidugui's situation, which is overstayed. It's been long.
I'm appealing to the government and to restore the electricity so that the citizens in Yobe State to continue to enjoy the dividend of democracy.
Speaking with journalists about the unfortunate incident, the Special Advisor to Governor Mai Malabuni on security, Brigadier General Abdulsalam Dahiru, retired, assured the Damaturu residents that the government is working assiduously to fix the destroyed tower.
People suspected to be Boko Haram terrorists use improvised explosive devices to destroy the 33 kV line that conveys electricity from Gombe, Yobe and up to Borno State. So after assessing the situation, the state government, in collaboration with the headquarters Sector 2 Operation Hadinkai and Yola Electricity Distribution Company, have commenced the process of assessing the damage with a view to repairing it and restoring power supply as quickly as possible.
On the 27th of March 2021, Boko Haram were reported to have bombed a power tower in Maiduguri, Borno State. It took over a year to restore power supply in Maiduguri. Residents of Damaturu are hoping that this unfortunate incident would not take longer than necessary to restore electricity back to the city. Michael Oshoma, TVC News, Damaturu, Yobe State.
In Oyo State, some Nigerians have commended the federal government's initiative for its 50% reduction in transportation costs, as well as the provision of free train rides across or along 22 interstate routes during this festive season. Olaide Oyewole has more.